It's Thursday, the 7th of August, 2025. Welcome along to the channel, The Fifth Guardian. I'm your host, Tony Hunt, where today I'll be player of games. But as always, it's not my story. It's not your story. Today's story is hopefully going to be completing the McLAREN 600LT limited series within Real Racing 3 update 13.5. All right, let's get the game on screen. Let's have some game audio. Carlos Guerra is in the YouTube chat and says, "Hi Tony, I'm not able to shop every day, but please don't take me out of the clan." Well, we won't for the moment, Carlos, but in terms of playing, that's what it's all about. So even if you can't join the streams, see if you can at least play the game a little bit. Set some times on a weekly basis. Hope to see you again soon, and I hope the car workshop goes very well. But don't worry, we're not in any immediate rush to remove you from the clan, so don't worry about that. Okay, I guess let's do some racing. Oh. Now, I don't know whether or not it's working at the moment. YouTube is reporting errors. But everything looks okay my end, so I guess I'll just carry on talking. I guess before we start, just to let you know, yesterday we got all the way up to 66%. So we did 10 out of the 15 tiers, meaning we've got 5 tiers left to go. So in regards to today, will be a case of completing those remaining 5 tiers. And also just to let you know, down here, there will occasionally be information on screen just explaining what you need to upgrade the car to complete this event if you don't already own the car. Now, I do already own the car. It's at high enough PR to complete this event, so it's just free gold to me. But if you haven't got the car, information will appear down here after the schedule section. All right, let's get racing. So we are in tier 11. We're going to start with autocross. Let's see how we get on. Let's go. There we go, a little bit of a skid. It should be all right though. We've done all right up to this point, I think. 45 seconds. There we go. That's a first. Carlos goes, "Thanks, man. I'm coming back from lunch now. Let's go get to work." Ha 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 ha. Bless. Don't worry, Carlos. Don't worry. Okay, there we go. That's first. That's first in the autocross. First race completed for this evening. Now we have got an endurance in tier 11. We've also got a cup. So I think I'm going to do the cup first this time round. It's the Grand Prix circuit at Nürburgring. And if memory serves me right, this is 3 laps. There we go. So as we get towards the end of this limited series, the cups do get longer. which is why I normally split limited series if I can over 2 days. But also why I do a few more on the first day, because at the beginning of the limited series, the cups tend to be shorter in terms of laps and longer towards the end. Almost. Now, sometimes if I'm really lucky, I can be in first by the 5th corner, which I think is this one. There we go. Boom, done, first. And we've got almost 3 laps still to go. Dipu Singh enters the chat and says, "Hi, how are you, man? I am very well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining the chat. Good to see you again. It's been a while, I think." Yeah, so this is going to be quite a long race. I'm going to suggest it's going to be at least 5.5 minutes. It might even be a bit longer. But the hardest bit is done already, getting to first. And as I said yesterday, I'm going to attempt to do most of the races properly. In other words, I'm going to pretend there are track limits. Now, that doesn't mean I won't go off track, but I'm going to do my best to stay on track, which means not carrying out any sneaky cuts that there are, like, for example, down here. Now, normally I would just fly across there, but today we're going to do it properly. Don't know why, just because the wind is blowing in a particular direction and that's influenced my mind. Not really. No idea. Alright, there we go. Lap 2. Can we increase our lead? Now you should be able to see on screen now the details of what you need the car to be set to in terms of PR, and therefore what the upgrade tree is, and also the cost of our dollars and gold if you don't own this car and you are attempting to complete this limited series and win the car. Overall, I think it's relatively reasonable. As I said, it's a mid-tier car, so the cost of our dollars and the cost of gold isn't as high as some of the cars we've been attempting to win in recent months. So it is a good solid car if you can afford it to add to your road garage. There we go, that is 2 laps done. 300 yards ahead of second going into the final lap. Aaron C. John enters the chat on the YouTube side and says hello. Hello, Aaron C. John. Welcome along. Thank you for watching and thank you for saying hello in the chat. Now, YouTube was complaining earlier on, but it seems to have calmed down. The YouTube is saying they're happy. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest. Alright, but at least they're not complaining. Oh, first big skid of the day. Won't be the last. There we go, nicely around that chicane there. Alright, there we go. That is the cup in tier 11 completed. And you know what? That actually took just over 5 minutes. Drubet Dutter enters the chat and says, hello, mate. Hello back. Welcome along. Good to see you again. Right. What have we got going on? Well, the car, technically speaking, needs servicing. But you know what? I'm going to skip the servicing. Obviously, at the moment, it's still free and instant. And I believe I've got, let's have a look, 1 hour 45 minutes left on that. Oh, sorry, 1 hour 48 minutes left on that. But it is the endurance next, and it's round Francorchamps. So I reckon I can win this event without needing to service the car. So let's give it a go. 6.3 miles is the target. I reckon that's only 1.5 times round this track. And I reckon that's very easily achievable. Whee, there we go. Slightly off track. There we go, smash into the back of the car. We're into 7th. We've got 2 miles on the scoreboard. Ozil enters the chat. Welcome along. I can't read your chat because it's a bit of a long one and I'm just racing at the moment, so I'll read it once I've completed the endurance. But welcome along. Thank you for watching and thank you for your comment, which I shall read out shortly. Oh, look at that, 3 miles on the scoreboard and we've not even completed lap 1. Okay, that's into 5th. 4 miles on the clock, or rather on the scoreboard. I did say I would only have to do a lap and a half to get first. And that seems about spot on. Unlike me to be right. So in terms of tier 11, it's a very good start. It's taken a bit of time though. We're up to 15 minutes into the stream already, and this is the problem with the later tiers. They do take longer. Here we go, coming up to the point in which we're going to get first. And that's despite the fact, technically speaking, the car needed servicing, but it only just needed servicing. Bit of skidding, why not, I say. Let's do it again. Ooh, nice. Smell that burning rubber. Hey. 7.5 miles on the scoreboard. We're definitely going to complete this second lap. I think that disappearing car smashed into me there. Poor old Eric will be busy yet again fixing the bodywork of the car. But there we go, round into the third lap. 9 miles on the scoreboard. Vivek Iyer says, hi Tony. Hi back, Vivek. Welcome along. Thank you for watching. Thank you for saying hi in the chat. Good to see you again. Don't worry, Ozil, I will read your comments out shortly. They're just a bit long. I can't keep away from the screen that long to read it out, but I will get to it, don't worry. Oh, there we go, 10 miles on the scoreboard. It's another first, but it has taken about 15 minutes. There we go. So Ozil puts the 2023 F1 Invitational Series. I can't hit the perpetual point in endurance race. Number 1 is 44 kilometers max. I can go to 36 to 38. Am I doing everything right still then? Oh, hello. Hello. We've got a bit of a problem here. The game's not ending. Oh dear. There we go. Eventually got it. So perpetual endurance races, a few things. One, you probably will need your car to be fully upgraded. Now, obviously, if you're in an invitational series on the F1 side, you will be there. Not all endurance racing or races you can hit endurance on, so that's something to bear in mind. Number 2, you definitely need all your assists off. So even if you've got steering assist on, the reason being is typically you do have to take shortcuts to achieve the endurance, the infinite endurance. Or perpetual endurance. So what I find is even if you've got steering assist on low, when you go off track, it tries to guide you back off track, and that just slows you down enough to stop hitting that perpetual endurance point. So there's sort of the 3 things to bear in mind. Now, if you go to something like the wiki page for Real Racing 3, it does have a section that lists all the endurance races that are definitely perpetual. As I said, not all the endurance races are perpetual, so you do need to bear that in mind. So I'd say find that page on the wiki, Real Racing 3 page, find the perpetual endurance page, and see if the endurance that you're doing is in the list. If it's not on the list, you can't do it. If it is on the list, it will be one of those 2 things: making sure all your assists are turned off, and 2, making sure that you are going through all the shortcuts on the particular track that you are doing. Ozil says, car looks too much slippery. Is it worth taking 1.5 million R dollars? Well, it's R dollars and 400 gold. If you're on about this car, it's not M dollars, it's R dollars. So I think it's 1.7 R dollars, and in terms of gold to do this car, it's 286, or was it no 386? So it's a little bit short of 400 gold. Druba Dutter says, "Who is your favourite F1 racer?" At the moment, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It does. I'm not one of these that go right. I like that guy. I'm going to support him. I just like. My view is you're supposed to be entertaining us. Yes, you're supposed to win. Impress me. So I'm for any racer that A doesn't complain all the time, and B shows racecraft, and maybe a little bit of strategy as well. So at the moment, I kind of like Norris, Lando Norris. I also like the fact that he brings a bit of heart to the racing as well. And I love the fact that when things go wrong, he doesn't blame somebody else. He sort of like looks at himself and says, right, what could I have done better? And I do think that's the approach I'd like to see with a few more drivers in this day and age. Ozil says, no problem. I am enjoying, so no worries. Okay. Tilt B. Yeah, okay. So in terms of what you're doing then, everything's okay. So it's just a case of whether or not you can actually get a sort of like perpetual endurance on that particular race you're doing. And also if you are doing all the little shortcuts. But one thing I will say is practice does make better. When I first started looking at this, I couldn't do it. I was nowhere near. And it took a little bit of time. And you do find the more you practice, the better you get. And eventually, if perpetual endurance is available on that particular endurance race you're doing, you will hit it. It's unfortunately, as with many things in life, constant effort and keep trying. Drew Badutter says, I am also a Lando fan. Very good. Yeah, I like his attitude. And I think when you've got that attitude and that work ethic, it's not so much it deserves to be rewarded, it typically is rewarded. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Right, okay. So that was, I've talked a little bit too much. Let me go back in. Right, so tier 11 completed. On to tier 12. Next on the list, elimination around the Monza Grand Prix circuit. It always makes me laugh that in here, they don't go, it's the Grand Prix circuit, even though it is. And they call it the road course. Hey-ho. As I said, I'm trying to do things properly today. No sliding off, no cutting corners. Just for today, maybe tomorrow, or not. There you go. Oh. And we're in first. Nicely done, even if I do say so myself. Alright, so we're in first. We're ahead by coming up to 100 yards, and there are 5 other cars left in the fight. I might have just braked a little bit too early there. So the thing about this car overall, and I did say this a few times yesterday, is it's not well balanced. Acceleration and speed are pretty good in terms of its PR. Brakes are pretty good. What lets it down is the grip. So what I find that means is you do have to brake a little bit earlier into the tighter corners than you would with a car that's perfectly balanced. But I will say this, when you do lose grip, and so the back end comes out from behind you, it's easy enough to catch and get it back into under control. So it's not as bad as some cars out there once you lose the back end. And indeed, this car is quite good at drifting, I reckon. So you do obviously lose overall speed when you start skidding, but again, it's not as bad as some of the other cars out there. So Uzil says it's like once you cross the 40-second cap perpetually starts, then cars are unlimited, but I am not coming close to that 40-second car. It's very difficult. Um, on the endurances that I've been able to get perpetual endurance on, I've actually had loads of time left. And typically that's the difference. As I said, there are some endurance races where you just can't get perpetual endurance on. So it could be that if you're nowhere near getting to that 40-second car, either A, it's not a perpetual endurance race, and there are a number of those out there, or B, you're not cutting corners enough. The key to perpetual, well, not I say the key, one of the keys to perpetual endurance is cutting those corners, finding those shortcuts, of which there are many on a lot of tracks. Not all, but a lot of them. All right, there we go. So that is elimination completed. I did say these five tiers would last almost as long as the 10 previously to them. We're already almost at the half an hour stage, but we have earned our way up to 75% complete. And this might be quite exciting because we've got 10 gold and 1,500 VP and apparently some R dollars. And there we go. We've probably got the grand prize for this particular release, 100 gold. In fact, there we have. So let's grab that straight away because grab the gold as soon as it comes available, my view. Don't spend it if you can avoid it, but definitely grab it. There we go. 100 gold. Now, again, in terms of grand prizes, that's a good grand prize from this game. Quite often, it's a lot lower than that. So again, well done to Real Racing 3 for upping the grand prize in terms of gold. If you already owned the car, that would have been available to win. So not going to complain there. That's all good. Obviously, I would have liked a little bit more gold, like the comparable amount of gold to what the car was worth. But that's asking way too much, isn't it? Maybe one day they'll do that. At least they're heading in the right direction. Okay, so tier 12, speed record around not my favorite track, the motorcycle course at Daytona. Not a big fan of this. 212. I don't know how I'm going to do. I don't know if I need to go back and start from way behind the start line. Let's do it normally, and then if we fail, we'll do it again with a little bit of a tactic. Let's see how we get on. At the very least, I need to be in the top three. As long as I'm in the top three, we'll carry on and come back to it. But if I fail to get in the top three, then I do have a strategy to apply, which effectively is, because the fastest part of the track is after the start-finish line, start way back from the start-finish line, so as to give yourself the best possible chance of setting the highest possible top speed. Of course, I've already messed this up. That was too slow through there. I might have a problem. I'm in 7th. I'm in 6th. I'm in 5th. I'm not going to get 1st. 4th. Oh dear. Ooh, I'll tell you what, you couldn't be closer than that, could you? Right at the line, managed to get 1st. But there we go, we're in. Gruber Dutter says, do you have a family like kids? Probably best I don't comment on that, to be fair. I'll keep that bit of my private life away from YouTube at this moment in time, if that's okay. I mean, I'm playing a game, you know, so obviously a little bit too much free time on my hands. That's all I'll say on that. All right, but thank you for the question. I hope you don't mind me not answering it directly. I'm sure you can figure out the answers to that question. Right, okay, so the Cup Tier 12 minimum PR 65.6. It's around Laguna Seca, which I have a newfound fondness for. It is 5 laps. That's definitely winnable. But you see there, as I've been saying, as you get into the higher or the later tiers, the cups get longer in terms of the number of laps. And here's an example of that. 5 laps. 22 cars, 21 cars to overtake, 2 done already. Now, normally I would do a sneaky little get off the track here and go down that service road, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stay here. I want to be ideally in 14th position by this corner, and I sort of got there. So I think that puts me on target to get 1st well before the 5th lap. Well, this is a hard track to master, but once you've mastered it, you do kind of like it. Because one of the problems I used to have with this track is it doesn't have loads of overtaking places. But once you've mastered it, you realise it's not so much about overtaking it as it is about the brake zones and just braking a little bit later. And that in itself does generate quite a lot of overtaking opportunities. So you can see I'm already up in to 6. Make that 7, possibly 6. There we go, 6. So 4 laps to go. 5 cars to overtake. That's not a bad position to be in. But I do want to make sure I don't do what I'm doing right now, which is skidding, going off track, falling behind 5th place. But it also means you can have a messed up lap and still recover. Okay. Now ideally I want to get another car on this lap. Tell you what, I'm pushing just a bit too hard. Just pushing just a little bit too hard because I think I need to get that 2nd car. So you know what, I might do. There we go, that was a bit lucky. Alright, so we're into 4th, and that means 3 laps to go, 3 cars to overtake. There we go. So I only need to get 1 car this lap, but I do then want to push to get close to the next car for the next lap. Now I am making hard work of this. There we go, we are in 3rd position with 2nd in sight. I'm not bothered about overtaking them this lap, but I do want to be on the tail for the start of the next. That being said, if the opportunity arises to overtake, might as well take it. So we've got 2 laps to get first. Second with 2 laps to go. Now, I think I will be able to catch this guy, but if I was struggling, I think the good news is back markers would come into play and slow the car in front down as well. For some reason, the computer opponents are terrible at overtaking back markers. Long may that continue. Many a race I've won because of that, and here we go, watch this. There you go, you see, look, it's just slowed down. Just slowed down. Doesn't want to overtake the car. I'll overtake them both. There we go. So, before the end of lap 4, with 1 lap to go, in first. Not bad at all. So, Jubra says, okay, sorry, no problem at all, no need to apologise. And says, yeah, no problem. All right, there we go. That is well in the lead now, 200 yards ahead of second, going into the final part of the final lap. I wasn't smooth all the time, but if you know enough about this track, you can usually get around even if there are a few issues. There we go, that is first. But again, it's another long race, 6 minutes, 14 seconds. So another long race. Okay, so I'm just going to read one of the comments that Uzul has made to do with endurance. So he's put that obviously another content creator has done a video on that exact endurance race, and it is possible, but he says it's difficult. Okay, so that is a good point. So another thing as well that I would possibly do is, again, on the Real Racing 3 wiki page, specifically to do with endless endurances, it lists whether or not the endless endurance is easy, medium, or hard. So what I did is I started off with the easy ones, get those under your belt so you know what you're doing, move to medium, and then move to the hard ones. If you're going in straight into the hard ones, having never done endless endurance, you will find it very difficult, and it is a harder learning curve. So I would suggest start with the easier endless endurances, work your way up to the medium, and then start tackling the hard. But it will take quite a lot of time and effort. Practice makes better. So Uzul also asks, since when are you playing Real Racing 3? Well, I probably started playing it round about 12 years ago, so not long after it came out. But I did put it down for a couple of years. But other than that, quite a long time and quite regularly. At one point, before I put it down, I did have both well, I think at the time it was just road collection. At some point, so at the very beginning, there was just road collection. There wasn't road collection and motorsports. But my team name is called 100%. And the reason why that was 100% is because I did actually have a 100% completion in all of the series in the game. I don't have that now, but my intention through these live streams is to slowly but surely get up to 100%. I'll do the road collection first, and then we'll start working on the motorsports series. But I reckon I'm 2 years away from getting back up to 100%. Ozil says, damn, 12 years. I was 8 to 9 years old 12 years ago. Well, 12 years ago, I was only 154. So, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. I'm an old man. What can I say? Right, there we go. So 80% now, tier 13, 40 minutes into racing. So it's working out about 15, 20 minutes per tier. Obviously, I am yapping a little bit, so I need to just get on and race. Right, head to head. Again, Sebring's on the board. I like it. The Grand Prix circuit at Sebring. It's one lap, which is how all head to head should be. I do love this track. Now notice the car in front didn't skid as he started this time. Alright, there we go, into the lead. Brake, round the corner. Probably didn't need to brake quite as early, but I did. There we go, in the lead still. Coming up to the bridge corner. I don't know if it's called that, but that's what I call it. Effectively, as soon as you get to the bridge, brake. Hopefully that's early enough. Depends on the car. Stay on track. Through, still in the lead. Foot down. Cut this corner and get ready to brake again. When that line is, there we go. Brake again. Oh, it's too tight on the corner there. Still in the lead. Now we should be alright now until go a bit slow into this corner so I don't skid again. There we go. Final hard corner. A little bit off track. I can start extending the lead now. I tend to brake a bit early on here because you don't want to go off track, and it's a bit hard to sometimes see what the edge of the track is. And the reason why I do that is because then I'm accelerating before the corner ends. And as you saw there, I start to pull away. First, I do like my head-to-heads. And I do like that track. It is currently my favourite track in the game. I just wish it was better laid in certain places. But that's how it is. If that's how it is in real life, that's how it is in the game. There we go. Won by over a second. What have we got next? So Uzal asked a very good question. Oh, he gets a bit cheeky. It says, what's your name, Tortoise? Well, you know, which animal won the race, the tortoise or the hare? Remember that. It's an important lesson. Ozil then says, do you go for every new car or what you like or is worth it? So, road collection pretty much, because typically you need every car to complete the series. Up to this point, I've not gone for all the cars on motorsports because quite often you have a series in motorsports that has 5 cars in it and they're only in that one series, whereas you only need one car to complete the series. So it depends on whether or not it's motorsports or road collection as to whether or not I attempt to win the car. But my view is the whole goal of the game is to complete the series. And to do that, on the road collection at very least, you have to win the cars. Um, and now in a position where I've got a pretty good garage. Almost got all the cars in road collection. And obviously, in terms of how I do it on a daily basis, I keep my gold up, I keep my R dollars up, I keep my M dollars up. So I might as well maximize the use of that money, because you can't take it with you. You can only spend it in the game. You might as well spend it winning cars. There we go. Wasn't really trying there, just having a bit of fun. Still managed to get first in the speed snap. One moment. I shall be back in one moment. Right, there we go. I'm back. Just had a little technical glitch. Not on screen, fortunately. Just sorted that out. Dubert Dutter says, good race. Ozil asks, also, is it worth it to own 1 to 2 F1 cars from every season? Well, I don't. Let's just have a quick break since you're asking a question, because it's a good question. If we go to motorsports and into F1, well, first off, you see there 43% completion rate, pretty low. I have 49 out of 65 F1 cars. Why is that, you may ask? Well, first off, 2019 season, I've got all the cars. The cars only cost M dollars. So I did them all. There were 2019 events to complete. I've done them all. And so it went on all the way from 2020 all the way to 2024. Each season, each car got more and more expensive, including the amount of gold that you had to spend. So, as an example, the 2023 cars literally cost, and when I say cost, I'm talking upgrade cost rather than to purchase cost. The amount of gold that you have to spend to fully upgrade a 2024 car is almost double what you have to spend to do a 2023 car. So with motorsports, I've held off doing any of it, and I think it's better to utilize my gold and my R dollars, taking advantage at this moment in time on winning any cars in the championship area, and if I've got money left over, upgrading any cars in the sales. The problem that we have with F1 is typically F1 cars don't have discounted upgrades or discounted purchase prices. So F1 at the moment for me, although it's fun to do, in terms of buying new cars, upgrading new cars, it's very much low down the priority because of the cost involved in doing so. Whereas road collection isn't so. Right, back to the limited series. Thank you very much for your question. That was a good question. Massey Edge Gamer joins the chat and says hello and welcome, and says, do you like the Renault Megane trophy? I don't know is the honest answer to that. Blimey. Let's have a think. Renault Megane. There's not many Renault cars in this. I don't have an opinion on it, to be fair. I don't have an opinion on it. The thing that sticks out to me, though, is it's into It's in 2 races, but it doesn't have an exclusive series. So it looks like I've upgraded it as much as I needed to and then left it well alone. Um, so I don't really have an opinion. But again, with it being in the Pro AM section, it would suggest to me that I've probably not had to spend any gold on it, and most of the upgrades I would imagine were R-dollars. But I could be wrong on that. I could be wrong on that. Right, let's get back to the limited series. It's 84%. Just got the cup to do in tier 13. It's the road course at Daytona International Speedway. I prefer the road course to the motorcycle course, but I'm still just not a fan of the Daytona racetrack when it's not the speedway. And it's 4 laps. That's quite difficult. Minimum PR of 66.4. Might have a tough race, race on my hands. Ozil says, "Can you read the message about F1?" I thought I just did. Or is that a late message? Okay, so I'm just going to work my way through these cars. I probably want to be in 4th position, ideally, by the end of lap 1. But I also know what this car is like in terms of corners, so I'm sort of taking my time. I'm already in 7th though, so that's not too bad. 6th. So I've only got 2 more cars to overtake before the end of the lap. There we go, into 5th. I will get 1 more car. You see there, 1st has gone shooting off, leaving 2nd, 3rd and 4th well behind. So there we go, so that's 4th. I might even get 3rd here, you know. There we go. So that's a good lap. So being in 3rd at the end of a 4 lap at the end of lap 1 in a 4 lap race is good. It means I've got 3 laps to go and only 2 cars to overtake. I'm going to brake a little bit later. There we go, that's 2nd as well. Up to this point, this race is going very well. But I'm going to focus now and concentrate. So if there's any chats, I shall read them after this particular cup race. Alright, look at this is good. It's very rare to be in 1st place by the end of lap 1, in my opinion, round Daytona. Especially when you are racing cars that technically have a minimum PR not too far off your own. There we go. Into 1st. 2 laps to go. Let's bring it home. Finish off tier 13, 2 more tiers to go, and there we go, look at that, 55 minutes we've been going, which means we've got, it's more than likely we'll have done an hour with 2 tiers to go still. So you can see now why I split the series up, limited series up, the way that I do. It's either do 9 on day 1 and 6 tiers on day 2, or 10 and 5. I've decided to go 10 and 5 this particular limited series. And up to this point, we're doing alright, it's paying dividends. But see again, this stream will be at least 1 hour 40 minutes long. Now Darkness, who's in 2nd place, it's pretty close to me, so I need to start pulling away down the straight. Again, I'm not doing any shortcuts, keeping it clean. Right, there we go, that's 100 yards ahead. Coming up to the end of lap 3, the penultimate lap. 1 lap to go, in the lead by 200 yards. Decided to brake a little bit early just to make sure. There we go. I'm not being brilliant today on the racing line, but at least in this particular track, but it's good enough to win. And you see there we've caught the back markers, so if I was struggling to catch first, the back markers may have helped. Fortunately, we don't need them. But look how that lead is now extending. Because he'll be struggling to overtake the back marker. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh, made a right mess of that. Oh no. Oh. Oh. But again, now that I'm a back marker, well almost. Oh dear. Well, I completely lost it there, didn't I? I tell you what, I've managed to pull that out the bag. What a smash. That is something that I have noticed since having all assists off. If you do smash into a car, you get flipped, and that's what happened there, but we still managed to get first. Ozil said, you almost sold it. I guess by that you mean I almost blew it. Yes. But I didn't. I survived. It's all part of the fun. Imagine, though, if you're doing a 10-lap race and that happened. That would have hurt. All right, so that is tier 13 completed. The car needs servicing, and boy, do we need some bodywork repair doing after that smash. 1 hour into the stream, on to tier 14. Good grief, we've got another endurance. Oh dear. Another endurance, not to worry. There we go. Right. Let's start with the drag race. Okay, that's at least third. Can we get second? Second, it is. What about first? There we go. There we go. Drag race done. Only 5 races left in total. Again, I think I'll do the cup before I do the endurance. Mount Panorama, 67.2 minimum PR, 5 laps. Good grief, this is a long race then. 59 minutes till I run out of free servicing. That should be enough time, I hope. Right, into 10th already. Round the outside of the first corner, just to stay out of the way as always. Through into 8th. These guys will get ugly though as we go around this corner. There you go. We can take a couple of them out though. Do the same again here. Might be able to get a couple of them. Yes, there we go. Into 4th. There we go, into 3rd. Take the corner at the inside, into 2nd. Oh. Let him draft me, so it helps me out. There we go. Just about stayed on track. There we go, 2nd rather. Just first to overtake, 4 laps to do it in. There we go. In 1st. Okay, there we go. That's 2 laps. Just pause it there. Also, he's asking, can you advise me on how to do road collection and its system, like how it works? How can I complete it? Which one should I start with? Everything. That's going to take just a little bit of time. So rather than go through that tonight while we're doing the limited series, it makes more sense that sort of question being answered when I'm doing one of the live streams that's called Competing in Multiple Series within Real Racing 3. Now, I will be doing one of those tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday. So can you ask me that question in one of those streams, and I'll have a bit more time to go through it. Um, it's not a massive explanation, and it's relatively straightforward, but it probably doesn't fit while I'm doing the limited series, and does fit more while I'm racing in multiple series within the game. So Yeah, ask me that question, as I said, either Friday, Monday, or Tuesday, when I will be doing multiple series. Also in road collection. All right, so we are in first place. This is the third lap. We're doing pretty well, 350 yards ahead. Including this lap, we've got 3 laps to go, so it's a bit of a long race. Alright, there we go. Through the little chicane area there, back down the hill. Apparently it's a mountain. Doesn't feel like one. Although I think a mountain is all to do with just with the actual height. So it probably is, being Australia. There we go. That's lap 3 done in a time of 1 minute 42. Anderson Piloto Gamer says hello. Well, hello, welcome back. Good to see you again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for saying hello in the chat. A little bit of a skid there. That's probably messed an improvement on that 142 time. Especially as I've hit the barrier now. Oh well. Then again, I might be slightly quicker. Blimey. A 141.960. Didn't see that coming. Again, an example of skidding in this car not being a complete and utter disaster as it is with most cars. A little bit cleaner through there. I'd be disappointed if I am slower though this time. we go. First 8 minutes, that race. 8.5 minutes. Let's have a look. Who have we got? Pixel Pursuit says, hey back. And says, I got inspired by you to make some videos and I have posted a few. Thanks. You are most welcome. So if anyone would like to see some of their videos, go visit PXL Pursuit. Vivek Iyer says, would you recommend me to upgrade the Ferrari F40 and the Porsche Spider Concept 918 car to complete the V8 Performance Brawl Series on Pro/AM? I think my question would be, is it costing gold or is it costing our dollars? If it's costing gold, I would probably hold off. So long as you've been able to open up the next series, that would be good enough for me. If it's costing our dollars, then if you've got plenty of our dollars or you're building that up, then I would be a little bit more happy to upgrade those cars. Uzul says, if you're playing after this event 100% is done, then can you explain me if you are continuing the stream? If not, then Friday, Monday, Tuesday, whenever you're doing stream. Okay. Yeah, I should be doing a stream on Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, but I'm just thinking it will fit better. It's a good question, but I think it fits better more with when I'm actually racing in Road Collection Series. Unknown Racer says, speed in kilometers. No, Unknown Racer. We work in miles here. But welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. The Adventures of Two Dogs, Valentine and George says, good evening, my favourite player of games. There are other player of games? Surely not. I cannot believe it. But welcome along. Thank you very much for watching and saying good evening. So Pixel Pursuit says at Vivek, I would go for the Porsche concept. Vivek says the first upgrade is our dollars and then gold. Well, I would, if at all possible, hold off spending gold and just spend our dollars. And I do now remember, because is it the Porsche Concept RSR? I do remember that being on sale a while back. So the thing about these cars is there's a possibility of them going on sale again. So that's why I'm sort of saying don't always rush into it. Hold off until there's a sale. And if you've got the requirement anyway to upgrade the car to complete a series, it makes sense taking advantage of the discounts. Now, sometimes that's not always possible in the early series because, let me carry on racing, otherwise I'm forgetting my place, because you really do want to be completing enough of the series to open up the next one. So I would avoid spending gold if you can, and if you've got plenty of our dollars, fill your boots. Okay, what have we got here? So endurance tier 14 around the Bridge Grand Prix circuit at Silverstone. Let's just get this done. So Unknown Racer says, please speedometer shift in kilometers. I'm sorry, but no, I'm a miles per hour guy. I'm a miles per hour guy. I think we should have a campaign saying that we should only have miles per hours in games and get rid of kilometers. Get rid of it all. Kilometers, meters, centimeters, millimeters. It's all gone. and go back to miles, yards and feet. I'm only doing it to wind you up. It's just a bit of fun. And obviously inches as well. Don't forget the inches. Alright, there we go. So, 2 miles on the scoreboard. Whoa. And we're round. There we go. Into 6. Uh, 3 miles. Second lap. Still got 90 odd, well 80 odd seconds, 90 odd seconds on the clock. So this isn't going to be a problem, and that will just leave us with tier 15 to complete. There we go. So I think I also said what I would do when I've won the car is we'll have a look at, see what series this car is in. Because again, that will be another deciding factor as to whether or not you decide to go and win this car. It is all about cost versus reward. Go, that's third, that's second, coming up to first. There we go, we've achieved it already. 7 miles, we're in first, we've got 70 seconds left on the clock. We'll definitely be able to complete this lap, I think. Definitely have 9 miles on the clock, and I think also 10. Oh, lost it a bit there. It's the end of another lap. Could see myself hitting the back of that car and getting tipped around, but squeeze through. 10 miles on the scoreboard. Reckon I can get to 11. If I can get to 11, can I get 12? I think yes is the answer to that now, although I have just gone off track. There we go, 12 miles, last few seconds. There we go. Okay. Vivek says, if you're wondering what's going on in the chat, it's all right. If you're talking amongst yourselves, that's all very good. No problem with that whatsoever. Pixel Pursuit says, I spent all my gold in 2019. I know that feeling. When I started the game and left for a while. Now I've started playing again. Very good. Keep it up. Take your time. Small progress. And I'm sure you'll get there. LHX Starboy says, can I join your team? At the moment, the team is full, but keep an eye out because every now and then, obviously, we do have people that drop out or stop playing and positions become available. So, yeah, not at the moment because we've got a full team, but keep an eye out for that. Welcome along. Thank you for watching and thanks very much for the question. Okay, service the car, it's free and it's instant, and I do believe that is tier 14 completed. On to tier 15. Now, I already own the car, but the car is upgraded to free across the board. Unfortunately, there we go. The cup is 68.1 and my car at free across the board is also 68.1. So we've got it upgraded enough to complete the series. All right, so let's start with autocross. It's the East Circuit at Suzuka. Let's see if we can bring this home. We've been racing now for 1 hour 20 minutes. So after this, what we'll do is we'll have a look at what series this car is in. And then we'll end the stream there, but we will be back tomorrow for more racing. There we go, 26 seconds, that's first. 2 more races left. We're bringing this home. We do already own the car, but we've won quite a bit of gold. So it's been worthwhile doing. Worthwhile doing. Right, what's next? Next is Hunter. Sprint circuit at Nürburgring. Okay, let's see how we get on. Got to win by 370 yards ahead of the Hunted. Oh, I've messed up there. So you know I was saying that I was going to not do any sneaky shortcuts? Yeah, that might change. I'll show you what I mean. I think I'm struggling here, so what I'm going to do, oh, maybe I'm not, if you were struggling, you can just fly over this corner, but I don't think I am, so I'm going to brake. I think I can win this. There you go. There you go. 547 yards ish, give or take 2 yards. LHX Starboy says okay, thumbs up, no problem. Vivek Ayer says, can you please explain about the teams feature? What is the benefit of joining a team? To be fair, not many nowadays. It has been stripped way back, but what you can do is racing weekly time trials and online multiplayer tournament, and you can just compare either your time or your score with other members in your team. And the team feature, the Real Racing 3 used to have like a weekly event, and there'd be a particular type of race that you had to do, and you'd score points, and that would be added to your team score, and then your team would compete against other teams. But they've completely got rid of that. So the team function in Real Racing 3 is a lot less use at this moment in time. Virtual Medical Dr. Ayaka says hello. Hello, welcome along. Good to see you again. Thanks for watching, and thanks for saying hello in the chat. Now that takes us to the final race in this limited series. Just the cup to do. It's the Grand Prix circuit at Circuit de Catalunya, and it's 6 laps. I mean, what's that? 6 laps, an hour, a minute and a half per. That's a 9-minute race. A 9-minute race to finish off with. Okay, here we go. So, an interesting one, this limited series. Early on, the races were quick, but the last few tiers, they've been long. Overall, I don't mind Real Racing 3 doing that. That's fine. It's when they make them long from the beginning that it gets boring. But this is okay. This hasn't been too bad. I'm going to go on the inside here. I think I can get all 3 of those cars. There you go. Slots into 4th place. 6 laps to do, including this one. Whoops, daisy. As per usual, a little bit of bodywork damage. We're in 2nd. We can just slowly catch up to 1st. And we've got 5 laps after this one to overtake him. But you know what? It might be in 1st by the end of lap 1 scenario, I think. It might not be. He's doing well to keep fending me off, to be fair. Oh, there you go. There was his mistake. There we go. 1st by the end of lap 1. So again, another thing to point out, there are no banana skins in this limited series. There are no banana skins. You only need to upgrade to 3 across the board. It's about 1.7 million dollars in terms of upgrades, and it's about, well, I think it's either 382 or 386 gold. It should be, hopefully it's on screen. So it's a mid-range car. It's not overly expensive. The key is going to be, what series is this car in, and does that make it worthwhile attempting to win? Now again, if you've got the money, I would say always, especially if it's a road collection car, because it will open up a new series for sure. take a look at that after this race, and then we'll wrap up. So messy lap there, still in first, only 100 yards ahead of second though, setting a time of 1:30.755. Let's see if we can beat that. Not with driving like that. Okay, there we go. I'm not pulling away from second at this moment in time though. So he's keeping me under taps, to be fair. One 30.978. There we go, no skidding this time. Oh look, we're catching back markers. Guess that means no chance of setting any faster laps then. Well, I did get them out of the way pretty easily. Enrico Deans enters the chat and says, howdy Tony, howdy back, welcome along, good to see you again, thank you for watching, thank you for saying hello in the chat, as he crashes out. So I was about to go quicker then, but unfortunately I skidded. Never mind, let's try again. Okay. That wasn't the best. And I'm catching this guy at completely the wrong time. Right, coming to the end of the penultimate lap. We're in the lead by 300 yards. About to start the final lap. I'm going to see if I can set fastest lap. I think so. I think not actually. No, I've got slower. That's because we're overtaking back markers. Never mind. Okay, final lap. I'm going to go off here. Close. Oh, off track. Getting a little bit ragged towards the end of this race, unfortunately. But we are 800 yards ahead of second, probably because as a computer opponent, for some reason, they just cannot overtake that Marcus. Long may that continue. Oh, there we go. That is the final lap to to now of the final cup in tier 15, also completed, meaning we've got to 100%. Cabello Modisane says, excellent driving. Some of these cars are real nightmares on the track if you don't know what you're doing. Burn rubber. Yeah, this car's not the best balanced. It really isn't. What I've said over the last couple of days of racing this car is the acceleration, speed and brakes are pretty good, but it's let down by poor grip. The one thing I will say is when you do lose the back end, you can get it back pretty quickly. And skidding doesn't slow you down as much in this car as it can in others. So it's not a bad car to have a bit of fun with, but it does require a degree of mastering to really get the most out of it. Right, there we go, 100%, 10 gold and 2000 VP, which apparently means some more R dollars. As you can see, I never really worried too much about R dollars, having got 647 million R dollars. It's not something I really even think about anymore. There we go. That's the limited series completed. Now let's have a look. If you were to go ahead and attempt to win that car, obviously down the bottom there in the corner, you can see the PR required, the upgrade tree, and the overall cost in terms of R dollars and gold. Let's see what series this car is in. Well, the first bit of bad news is it doesn't have an exclusive series. And the second bit of bad news is it's only in one series. Oh, there we go. And you know what? It is at least the best car in that series. So, a little bit of good news, but you can see there, it's 69.5. The car's only upgraded to 68.1. The series requires 71.1 to win. But what you can do is obviously take this particular series, 25% reward, 50% reward, 75% reward. So that does put a little bit of a dampener on that car. There's not lots of series it's in, which is a bit of a shame. So yes, choose wisely is what I would say there. If you've got spare cash in the game to upgrade it and therefore win it, worthwhile doing. If you're a bit short, maybe choose some of the other series that are some of the other events that are available in this release. All right, there we go. That's the end of racing for today. Enrique Dean says, nice, thank you very much. We'll be trying to improve my time in this week's time trial shortly. Good, best of luck. I've struggled this week, so I'm only in Group D, but I do have a car not fully upgraded. 23 out of 28, and obviously, it being a Ferrari, it's not on sale. Thank you very much to Cabello Modisane for subscribing. Very much appreciated. Enrico Deans also says, waiting for the 9/11 discount to that series. Indeed, yes. Yes, so I think it's a week on Tuesday. The And I did mention this in the chat, yes, in the stream yesterday. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. Is that it? No, that's not it. Where is it? No, that's not it. No, that's not it. There it is. The Porsche 911 GT3 2021. I already own this car, but if you don't own this car, don't start the series yet. Wait until, is it August the, let me have a look. Let me have a look in the calendar. August the 19th, where that car will have a 50% discount on all upgrades. So it does mean if you don't own the car, you can upgrade the car for half the price. Definitely worthwhile doing. Definitely worthwhile doing. Right, okay, so that's the end of racing for today. I will be back tomorrow because I will be competing in the multiple series, and hopefully, if Ozil comes back and asks the question, I shall briefly go over how to go through the road collection, what to win, how to win, all that sort of good stuff. In terms of what I'll be racing in road collection, it will be in the exclusive series. We've got the Mercedes AMG GT Black Series to take above 25%, and the Bugatti La Voiture Noire to take above 75%. We'll also have another go at the time trial, another go at the online multiplayer tournament, and also we'll have another look at the time trial competition for the 911 Challengers. Now, I think I've done all right. I've got into Group C, which is my go-to when I've got a car fully upgraded. But we'll see if we can improve that time. That will be all in tomorrow's stream. Gold is looking good at 2,179, and all cars won for this particular, or all new cars already won for this particular release. Okay, there we go. That's the end of the gaming for today. Aaron C. John says, I may get this car if I can get the RS5 by completing it. Okay, well, best of luck with that. Best of luck. Right. If you've enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up or a like, if you'd like to see more of this type of content, then please subscribe to the channel The Fifth Guardian on YouTube, or follow The Fifth Guardian if you watch on Rumble. With that being said, whatever is left of your day, I hope it's a good one, and I hope to see you all tomorrow for some more racing. Until then, thank you and goodbye.